I have heard too many times in HR and in HR rooms, they should have just been grateful that they got a severance package. Or we didn't owe them anything. We follow our process. Or even, it's not personal, it's just business. But here's what I have learned in 30 years in human resources. It is always personal. Maybe not to the company, maybe not to the finance department, maybe not to the attorney who signed off on the decision, but to the person being laid off, it is deeply personal. It's their identity, it's their paycheck, it's their plan, their stability, and sometimes their entire sense of worth. And as HR professionals, we are the ones carrying the message. We are the face of that business decision. We are expected to deliver it with poise, with clarity, with compassion. But who holds a space for us? That's what today is about, because layoffs are more than compliance. They are more than a checklist. They are human events. And how we navigate them, not just for our employees, but for ourselves, says everything about the kind of HR leaders that we are. So this session isn't about fear. It's not about guilt. It's about leading with empathy. It's about protecting our people and ourselves. And it's about showing up with integrity, even in the hardest moments. So welcome everyone, whether you're joining me from a busy HR department, maybe a quiet office like mine in Simpsonville, South Carolina, or anywhere in between. Well, I'm right here with you, ready to dig in and make this meaningful. I want to thank you for showing up today. Maybe you're here with your third cup of coffee, or maybe just with the emotional weight of being the one who always hold it together at work. Well, either way, I'm grateful, very grateful that you are here this morning. I'm Elga Lejarza, and for the past 30 years, I have lived and breathed human resources. No, not quite enough. I still have 20 more to go if I want the Guinness World Record for the longest HR career. I'm the founder of HRTrainingClasses.com, Lejarza Workforce Solutions, and HRgreenhouse.org. I hold every major HR certification, but more than the acronyms, what matters to me the most is the people behind the processes. I mean, in the room when layoff letters were written, I have delivered the news, I have supported the survivors. And yes, I've been laid off too. So this is not going to be your typical HR compliance webinar. It's going to be human. It's going to be real. It's going to be a space where we can talk about how to lead layoff with compassion and how to care for ourselves. And when the HR armor starts to crack, we need to be ready. So grab a notebook, silence your alerts if you can. Let's have a conversation that's long overdue, because in HR, we take care of everyone else. Well, today, we take care of ourselves too. I want to clarify that I am not an employment law attorney, even though I do believe that there's one that lives inside of me. Any recommendations or insights that I provide are based on my professional knowledge and my experience, and they reflect what I will do in a similar situation. However, if you require legal advice, I strongly recommend consulting with a qualified employment law attorney. This training session is being recorded and it will be available on our website for future reference. So here's what we will be covering during our time together this morning. First, we're going to explore the emotional and legal landscape of layoff, what's happening across industries right now, and the risks that come with mishandled terminations, both from a legal but also from a human perspective. Then we'll move into how to lead layoff with compassion and compliance. We'll go over how to structure the conversation, what language to use and avoid, and how to ensure the process is both respectful but also legally sound. Then after that, we'll talk about what happened after the layoff. How do we support those who are leaving? What does meaningful outplacement support really look like, and how we can make it accessible and helpful, not just performative. So from there, we're going to turn the focus inward to you, because HR professionals face layoff too. And when we do, we need guidance, we need tools, we need support. I'll be sharing strategies for navigating transitions, building confidence, and tapping into coaching and career networks. And finally, we'll end with a live Q&A. We'll go over how to claim your recertification credits. I know that's one of the reasons you are here, and I will share how LEJAR's Award for Solutions and HR Greenhouse and HR training classes, how we're here to help, whether you are supporting others or walking through a transition of your own. So before we dive into the legal side of layoff, I want to start with the human side, because behind every layoff, there is a story, a life, a moment that someone will never forget. And I know this is not just from the HR side, but from my own life. I still remember my very first job here in the US. Whoa, many moons ago, many decades ago. I was only 16 years old. So I had only been in the country for maybe just a couple of months. I've just gotten my work permit. And I was so proud because I got a job before my parents even did. I got it before they did. So it was my very first shift, just 4 hours after school, right? So at the end of that shift, I was called into the office. And they said, "We are very sorry, but we have to let you go because you don't speak English." Oh my goodness, I was devastated. I didn't even know how to respond. I don't even know how I was able to understand what they said, but I did. My parents were waiting for me in the parking lot. I still remember exactly where they were. I still remember the car and everything. So I got into the car, and when they asked me how it went, I just burst into tears, and I told them I was terminated. But I will never forget what my parents told me. They said to me, "Don't worry, we'll find jobs. You just focus on going to school. That's all we want for you." So that one moment, those 4 hours, stayed with me forever. And that's why this topic means so much to me, because being let go doesn't just affect someone's paycheck, it affects their self-worth, their identity, their confidence. So let's walk through what we're seeing right now, starting with industry trends and how HR is being affected nowadays. We're seeing a wave of restructuring across sectors, right? Technology, healthcare, education, even the government. And for the first time in decades, human resources is being laid off too. Roles are being replaced by automation, AI is being positioned as a less expensive, a cheaper alternative. And budget cuts are wiping out our programs, from training to DEI to employee relations. So that's the first reality. Industry trends are hitting HR very hard. Well, now let's talk about the legal risks, because when layoffs are not handled properly, they open the door to expensive and damaging claims. Well, there's the WARN Act, the Workers Adjustment and Retraining Notification Act, which we all know requires a 60-day advance notice in some cases when we're going to have mass layoff and plant closing. Well, there's also the risk of discrimination claims, especially if protected groups are disproportionately affected. And there is retaliation, which often becomes the go-to claim when a terminated employee had recently complained. Maybe they have requested FMLA. Maybe they requested a reasonable accommodation under ADA. And then we cannot forget the emotional toll, not just on those being let go, but on us in human resources, because we are the ones delivering the news. We are the ones planning the process. And sometimes we are the ones getting laid off ourselves. So yes, this session will cover both sides, the legal side, because we must protect our organizations, and the emotional side, because we must protect ourselves and the people we serve. So at the end of the day, we are the bridge between policy and humanity. So let's talk about how to walk that bridge with both integrity, but also with compassion. So let's talk about how to actually conduct a layoff conversation with both compassion and compliance. Because even when layoffs are necessary, how we conduct them, how we do them matters. And let me tell you, your approach can either preserve someone's dignity or break it. So first, structure matters. This is not a conversation to have in passing or over email. It needs to be private. It needs to be respectful and thoughtfully timed. Don't schedule it late on a Friday when they have no immediate support. Avoid public spaces. The break room is not going to be the right place to have this conversation. And please don't sandwich the bad news between a small talk and fake cheer. People know when something's coming, and they remember every second of that conversation. Yes, we want to be clear, direct, but also we want to be kind. So get to the point respectfully. I have some difficult news to share. Your position is being eliminated, effective, whatever, next week. Explain the reason. This is part of a company-wide reduction due to whatever it is, restructuring, maybe budget cuts. This is not a reflection of your performance. Share what comes next. Talk through severance benefits, final paycheck, about COBRA, outplacement. Acknowledge the impact. I know this is difficult, and I want to make sure that you are supported. Language definitely matters. Avoid some phrases such as, hey, look at the bright side. At least now you have more time to spend with the family. Come on. Oh, you land on your feet. Oh, again, this is not personal. This is business. Because to them, it is personal. Well, next, you want to partner with legal and you want to document everything. Was the decision performance-based or business justified? Were there any complaints filed recently? Are there risks for discrimination claims in this situation? Be especially mindful when the impacted employee belongs to a protected class, age, disability, pregnancy, gender, FMLA, ADA. One poorly documented layoff can lead to months or even years of litigation. Well, lastly, don't forget accommodations. If an employee is on a leave of absence or recovering from surgery or actively requesting ADA accommodations, proceed very carefully. You don't want to be seen as retaliatory. We know that retaliation claims has been since 1996, the most frequently claimed filed with the EEOC. Last year was 48.6, I believe. It went down. It was already up to 58.6 back in 2023. Well, this part of the layoff process is not about having perfect words. It's about having clear intent, respectful delivery, and solid documentation. And most of all, humanity. Always humanity. So you have delivered the layoff. The employee has heard the words that no one wants to hear. But what happened next matters just as much as what happened in that meeting. Outplacement support is often the most overlooked part of the layoff process, and yet it's one of the most impactful things that we can offer. So let me say this clearly. Outplacement is not just handing someone a packet with a list of job boards and wishing them good luck. True outplacement is emotional, it's professional and practical because it includes personalized resume writing support, LinkedIn profile optimization, interview coaching, career transition strategy, and most importantly, mindset and emotional recovery tools. When you offer real outplacement services, you protect your organization's reputation, you reduce the risk of retaliation or wrongful termination claims, and show the remaining employees that the company treats people with dignity, even in hard moments. At Lejarsa Workforce Solutions, we have created outplacement programs that don't just check a compliance box. They offer real hope, real resources, real support to these individuals who need it the most. So whether it is a one-time layoff or a full restructuring, we provide support that is both affordable and impactful because anyone deserves to live with a plan, not just with a pink slip. And when HR professionals recommend or lead with this kind of integrity, they become remembered leaders, not just the ones who deliver the hard news. So next, we're going to shift the focus to you because sometimes you are the one walking away from the organization, and we deserve the same support. So let's talk about something that we don't discuss enough. So what happened when the person being laid off is you? In human resources, we're expected to have the answers, right? We're the ones who deliver the news, who hold the space, who guide others through the transitions. But what happens when we become the ones impacted by a reduction in force? Maybe a merger, or maybe a quiet budget cut. It's not just unexpected, it is personal. Because for many of us, HR is not just what we do, it's who we are. We lead with empathy. We advocate. We solve problems. We spend our day helping others navigate uncertainty. So when the uncertainty becomes ours, it cuts deep. And yet, we often feel ashamed, isolated, or worse, like we should have actually seen it coming. Like, like somehow we fail and we fail ourselves. Well, let me tell you something that I have learned from working with hundreds of HR professionals in transition. Your job, your job loss, that does not define your value. It doesn't define our value. Your title doesn't reflect your worth. And this moment is not an ending, it's a pivot point. This is the time when you must turn your support back inward. You have been the lifeline for others. Well, now it's time to give yourself the same grace for each of us. Well, let's talk practically. We want to make sure that we dust off our resumes, but don't just list duties. Speak to the impact that you made. Quantify what you deliver. Show how you solve problems. Think of your resume as your personal brand showcase, not just a document of responsibilities. And my dear friends, let me tell you, nowadays, we need to make sure that our resumes are ready. Are ready. We just never know. Refresh your LinkedIn profile. Don't be afraid to be visible. Does it look very professional? About your image, is it professional? Post that you are in transition. Share what you're looking for. Tell your story. We all have a story. People cannot help you if they don't know that you are looking. And you will be surprised how many people are willing to step in when you ask. Reclaim your narrative. Being laid off doesn't mean that you were not good enough. It means circumstances change. And now it's your turn to evolve. Rebuild your confidence and identity. When your entire professional world shift, it's normal to question yourself. You may ask, who am I now? Well, here's the answer. You're still the brilliant, capable HR professional who has helped others navigate change. Well, now it's your turn. And perhaps most importantly, get support, whether it is from a career coach, a peer group, a networking community, or even a therapist. You deserve to be supported too. That's part of why I created Lejarsa Workforce Solution, not just to provide a placement for companies, but to offer individual coaching, workshops, interview preparation, career clarity sessions, and community for HR professionals like you. Because I know this space, I know the pain, and I know the potential that comes from rising through it. You don't have to do it alone. There is life, there is growth and opportunity on the other side of this. But you have to take the first step. And trust me, the next version of your career may just be the most fulfilling one yet. I wanted to pause here and share something that spoke straight to my heart. So I recently came across a powerful LinkedIn post from a fellow HR professional who is unemployed, just like so many HR professionals. Her words really stuck with me. She wrote, "Sometimes losing your job is the moment you finally find your power." You know what? She's right. HR is not immune to change or pain or layoff, but it also means we know how to rebuild, how to reflect, how to lead again with even more depth and heart than before. Well, now take a breath because I want you to hear this loud and clear. If you find yourself in this situation, you are not broken, my friend. You are in transition. And transitions, as painful as they may feel, are often the birthplace of something better, much better. Yes, I agree. I understand. It hurts. Yes, it's scary. Yes, you may feel like the ground beneath you is gone. But I need you to remember something. HR is not just what you did. It's it's who you are. Your knowledge didn't disappear. Your experience didn't vanish. And your impact is still very real. Being laid off doesn't mean that you fail. It means your path is being rerouted. This is your moment to pause, reset, and ask yourself, what do I want now? What kind of HR professional do I want to be going forward? It's okay to grieve the job that ended, but then you refocus, you reposition, and you, most importantly, you rise. Don't isolate yourself in this process. I have coached so many brilliant HR professionals who told me, I didn't know where to start. Oh, I was embarrassed to say I got laid off. But here's the truth, there's nothing to be ashamed of. This happens to great professionals every single day, especially in today's climate. What matters is how you respond. I know how powerful it is when someone looks you in the eye and say, "You are not done. You're just getting started now." So as we begin to close today, I want to leave you with something very powerful, something that you can still control, even in the midst of uncertainty. Because while you may not control the layoff, the timing, the economy, you do control what happens next. So these are not just job search tips. These are confidence rebuilders, momentum activators, power reclaimers. These are actions that help you say, oh no, I am not done. I'm just getting started. So let's take a look at one by one, each of them. So you want to build a bold, achievement-based resume. Forget that generic bullet point. This is not about listing task after task. This is the opportunity about showcasing impact. That's what they want to see. What problems did you solve? What results did you deliver? What value did you bring? This is your moment to own your brilliance. A great resume is not just about bragging, it's about clarity. And clarity attracts opportunity. Optimize your LinkedIn to attract recruiters. Treat your LinkedIn like a live portfolio, not just a place to list your jobs. Your headline should speak to what you are great at, not just your most recent title. So, your about section, you should tell your story, your voice, your value. Yes, you are not hiding, you are showing up. Ask for 3 informational interviews. Don't wait for the job posting. Create conversations. Reach out to someone in a company that you admire or someone who just landed a new role. These are not job asks, they are curiosity-driven chats. And more often than not, one great conversation leads to another door opening. And we need to knock on those doors. Create a balanced job search routine. Searching for work can feel like, yeah, it's like a full-time job and a full-time emotional roller coaster. So pace yourself, apply with intention, take breaks, walk, breathe. Don't measure your worth by how many applications you send. Measure it by the energy you protect and the clarity that you keep. Skill with certificate programs. This is not just about making your resume look stronger. It's about making you feel stronger. So learning something new brings momentum, structure, and fresh perspective. Plus, it shows employers that you are committed to growth, even during transition. HR training classes and HR's Workforce Solutions were built for exactly this. Join supportive HR networks. There's nothing more powerful than being surrounded by people who understand what you're going through. Find a community, be part of discussions, show up in virtual events. Even if you don't feel ready, especially when you don't feel ready, show up. Ask for help. You are not a burden. As HR professionals, we are so used to being the helper that asking for support, I know it feels unnatural, right? But listen, needing help doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And the people who have walked through the fire and often the ones most willing to walk with you now. So ask. Don't isolate. Don't isolate. Track your weekly wins, not just job offers. Did you update your resume? Well, that's a win. Did you reach out to someone on LinkedIn? Well, that's another win. Did you get a no? But not take it personally. That's a huge win. Job offers are amazing, but progress deserves celebration too. So here's your challenge. Pick two of these actions here and commit to doing them this week. Then pick another two, maybe next week. Step by step, one by one, you'll start to feel the power coming back. Not because the job came, maybe not yet, but because you are in motion. This is how you reclaim your power after a layoff. Not all at once, but intentionally, consistently, unapologetically. Let's take it now one step further. So I want you to pause for something really important. Because here's the truth. Transformation doesn't begin with a job offer. It doesn't begin when someone else gives you permission. It begins when you take the first step. So right now, I want you to either drop this in the chat or write it down for yourself. What's one action that you're going to take this week to move forward? Just one. That's if you are unemployed. Well, what about if you're not the one who is unemployed? What about if you have a peer? What about if you have a friend in HR who is unemployed? What can you do? What can you do today? What can you do to help each other? We are a team. Networking, I'm here for you, but I expect that you're going to be there for me. So maybe you don't need the help right now, but somebody else needs the help, okay? Time to help. Time to help our people. Let's help each other, because you don't know if tomorrow you'll be the one who needs the help. Guess what? Those ones who you help, they will remember that. They will remember that, and they will return the favor. This is what networking is. I'm here for so many HR professionals. I'm not doing this so they can return the favor, but I do expect, if I'm here for you, that you're going to be here for me if I reach out, right? So, one action that you can take this week to move forward for you or to help somebody else. Maybe messaging someone that you have been meaning to reach out to. How about somebody that you know in HR and they are looking for a job, and you can just repost what they're saying, or say something positive. I'm sure you have a lot of connections on LinkedIn, and we can help each other. Keep in mind that tomorrow you may be again the one who needs the help. Maybe it's messaging someone that you have been meaning to reach out. Reach out. Don't be shy. Reach out. Connections. Connections. Reach out. You see somebody that you know that is unemployed. You see open for work, open to work, the banner. Reach out. Sending a message on LinkedIn, or if you have them on your phone, reach out and say, what can I do to support you? Just that. Even if it's just sharing again who they are and promoting, talking to your own connections, trying to help each other. Because that could be you tomorrow. We never know. We never know. Updating your resume headline to reflect who you really are. But if you're really good at resume writing and you contact your friend in HR who is unemployed and said, hey, do you mind sending me your resume? I would like to review it and feel very, very confident with my resume skills. I want to make sure that yours is good. Want to provide you some tips. And I also want to share your resume with my connections. Attending a free workshop. Maybe you know somebody who is unemployed right now and they didn't know about this training. Well, this is going to be on our website. So share with them the information and tell them in a couple of days, this is going to be there with the replays. Asking for help. If you are the one unemployed, ask for help. If your friend, your HR colleague is the one unemployed, reach out to provide support. Or even giving yourself permission to rest without guilt. So that last one counts too. Sometimes the bravest thing we can do is just give ourselves time to breathe. Whatever it is, no step is too small. So I'll give you 30 seconds. You don't need to explain it, just name it. So this is how we start reclaiming our power, not with perfection, but with intentional action. You are not stuck. They are not stuck. You are rebuilding. They are rebuilding. In this moment right here, this is the first break. And we are here to walk with you. You don't want to walk when you are the one in this situation. You don't want to walk alone. You want to have a community that is going to walk with you, that are going to help you. Okay? Then if we are the ones who are employed right now, and we do have connections, time to reach out. Time to reach out and help each other. Okay, let me see what I have over here. Oh, Karen, I miss you. Come back. Good morning, Elga. I will try to connect with 3 new connections and identify someone I can connect with in a company I admire that I would like to work for. Oh, excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Little steps, one breath. at a time so we can help them rebuild their life. Because tomorrow we may be the ones who need that break to rebuild our own life. We don't want to walk alone. We don't have to walk alone. Hi, Judy. Thank you, Judy, for being here. Hi, Olga. I will ask for 3 informational interviews and message someone I admire this week. I will also rest without guilt. That is hard for me. Well, guess what? I just noticed Karen put the first message. Karen Henry, one of my participants who just passed recently the shrm SCP. Judy, I want you to connect with Karen Henry. I think that you're actually close in the area. Anyway, so Judy, connect with Karen. Karen, please connect with Judy. You may be able to help each other, okay? Connections, this is so important. I like to connect people. Oh, there is Erin Aitson, my other superstar. Yay, Karen. Yeah, we are a community. See? We are an HR community. And talking about community, HR community, and all my previous participants from the bootcamp, I just want to say something baking in the oven right now related to HR community and bringing everybody together, not just on this platform that I do one webinar every month, as something coming up where I want to see Erin and Karen, and I want to see Judy, and I want to see John, and I want to see Lori, and I want to see Ruby. I want to bring everybody together again. So congratulations, thank you. Olga, you have built an amazing community through your classes. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I have to say, I agree. And this is why I have something baking in the oven right now. I have something baking in the oven to bring everybody together. This is not enough. This 1 hour that I do every month, this is not enough. So just keep your eyes open because you know that I'm always on LinkedIn, so I'm preparing something that is about exactly this, what I'm saying. It's about bringing the HR community that we have all built together. It's about bringing them together in a platform that is going to be more than just this 1 hour when we get together. So, excellent, very good. So, I also see Erica over here. Erica is right now on my bootcamp. Okay, so no action is too small, right? Progress is powerful. All righty. So HR Rising Together. This is where my contribution comes from. It's about you all have given me so much. So it's time for me to give back, right? So I believe in lifting up the people who lift others. So as HR professionals, that's what we do. We help each other. We lift each other. Don't worry. If you're going to fall, I'm here. I'm right behind you. I won't let you fall. That's why I created something very close to my heart. So HR Rising Together. Every month, through Lejarsa Workforce Solution, we offer a small number of sponsor spots in our HR certificate programs, specifically for unemployed HR professionals who are ready to rise again. What is that going to cost me? To have somebody joining my programs, the bootcamp, certificate programs. What is that going to cost me to have somebody else there to help them to build their skills so they can find a job faster, so they can keep themselves motivated? Now, let me be clear. So this isn't free for everyone. This is not a giveaway, and we don't have unlimited seats. But if you are in a tough place right now, if you have been laid off, or if you are struggling to get back into HR, or if you have a friend in HR that is going through a difficult situation, I want you to know that you're not invisible. You matter. So we ask that you simply email me at elga@workforcesolutions.com. I get too many emails at elga@HRTrainingClasses.com. And put this in the subject line, HR Rising Together Support Request. And in your message, include three things. Tell me your current situation or refer a friend in HR who is unemployed. Let me know what you're looking for and tell me how I can support you. It doesn't have to be long, just honest. Every single request is read and reviewed personally. I cannot promise we can help everyone, but I can promise that we listen, we care, and we try. I created this because I've been there about maybe 20 years ago. I was laid off from one of my HR positions. And oh my goodness, I was 3 months unemployed. And that was difficult. So I hear you. When I have friends who said, Elga, I have a friend who said, I'm being unemployed. October, right around the corner, it's going to be a year. So she ended up opening her HR consulting company. And that's something else. When you wanna open your HR consulting, reach out. I will provide you support. I won't charge for that. I provide support. So yes, that's why I created this. I've been there. I know what it's like to feel stuck. And if someone hadn't believed in me, I may not be here today speaking with all of you. So now it's my turn to pay it forward. So to those of you who are ready to rebuild, or those of you who know HR professionals who are ready to rebuild, so to those of you who are ready to rise, so you know somebody who is ready to rise, reach out. Have them reach out. So I provide support through Lejarsa Workforce Solution, through HRTrainingClasses.com, and of course, with my new baby, HR Greenhouse, right? Sometimes all a person needs is one safe place to grow, one opportunity, one person who believes in them. Well, that's why I created my nonprofit organization, hrgreenhouse.org. This is an initiative dedicated to supporting survivors of domestic violence who are ready to rebuild their lives through the powerful and transformative world of human resources. We believe HR is not just a career, it's a path to stability, confidence, purpose, and independence. And for women who have endured abuse, control, fear, and isolation, the path can be life-changing. When we talk about domestic violence, we tend to just think about physical violence, right? Well, there's something even more painful than physical violence. You know, that is emotional, psychological. I was in love, I was married. I didn't know that I was a victim of domestic violence. No, because you couldn't see the bruises and the scars in my body. But guess what? Those bruises and scars were inside. They're still inside. Now I remember and I see everything very clearly. Took me 2 years to recover and find again the person that I was before. So this is my mission. In addition to provide support to HR professionals and sharing their knowledge and building their skills and building their confidence to pass their HR certification one at a time, every day, every week. People calling me and telling me I passed the PHR, the SPHR, the CP, the SCP, the APHR, the GPHR. Well, this is what I can do also for those victims of domestic violence. So at HR Greenhouse, we provide training, certification, sponsorship, mentorship, support, career guidance for women who are ready to start over, not just to survive, but to thrive. We work closely with each woman to understand where she's coming from, where she wants to go, and how we can help them get there step by step. So if that's you or someone you care about, again, I can also provide support through HR Greenhouse. All they have to do is visit hrgreenhouse.org. It's not .com. This is my non-for-profit. It's a 501c3 organization, hrgreenhouse.org, and they just can fill out the contact form. That's it. No paperwork, no judgment, no pressure, just a quiet, strong first step. And I will help them walk through the process, because I have met the strongest women in the world, and many of them didn't even realize how strong they were until they had a chance to grow. That's what we do at HR Greenhouse. We nurture growth, we build independence, and we enrich communities one life at a time. One life at a time. I remember many years ago that my mother told me, "You're not gonna be able to change the whole world." I was like, "Mom, even if it's one person that I can make a positive impact, and that's what they will carry that forward." So it's about helping each other. Think about at the end, when we're not gonna be here, all this is gonna be irrelevant. Our titles, our positions, our homes, right? This is gonna be irrelevant in 100 years, 200 years. Think anybody's gonna remember you? Well, by the things that you did, by the legacy you left, that's what's going to matter. That's what's going to matter. Okay, so let's talk about something that so many of you are very familiar, right? That will change the trajectory of your HR career, which we're talking about certifications. If you already have your HRCI, SHRM certification, you know the difference that it makes, right? People see those letters after your name, and it immediately signals credibility, competence, commitment. But if you haven't certified yet, let me tell you why now is the time. In today's job market, you are not just competing with other HR professionals, you are competing with certified HR professionals. And when all things are equal on a resume, experience, education, even personality, certification becomes that deciding factor. It's not longer just a nice to have. It's a strategic career move. It opens doors. It increases your earning potential. It sets you apart because it proves that you have mastered not just HR theory, but real world application. And let's be honest, many companies are now filtering applicants based on those credentials. So even if you are talented without the certification, your resume may not even be seen. Well, that's exactly what I have created, our 6 weeks evening online certification bootcamp. Because I'm being where you are, and I know how overwhelming it can feel to balance work, life, and exam prep, especially alone. So our bootcamp is designed to change that. I see many of you who are here, you got all your certifications, you got the highest level, SHRM SCP, excellent, great job. I also see some of you who have got some of the certifications. You know I'm gonna continue pushing you. I'm gonna continue, and you know who you are, who are here, right? I'm just giving you a little break because you just passed all their certification. That's okay. I want you to go all the way up, right? We study together, we cheer each other, we celebrate every single certification win, because we are here to support each other. We are a community. Erin says, cannot wait, absolutely, to what I have right now baking in the oven. I'm going to tell you, smells really good, whatever I have in the oven. Like fresh cookies. Oh, thank you, Judy. You're a fantastic support for the HR community. Thank you for all you do to support our growth. Thank you so much. Thank you, Erica. Okay. So if you're preparing for your HR certification exam, this is the companion you didn't know you needed until now, right? So after 3 decades of HR experience, hundreds of boot camps, thousands of one-on-one coaching moments, I finally put it all together, right? My 50, Elga's 50s golden nugget to pass HRCI and SHRM exam. It's an ebook that you can find on HRTrainingClasses.com. So how do we move forward when we feel defeated? When you're feeling defeated, moving forward can feel like trying to run through mud. Every step is heavy. I know, doubt creeps in. The voice in your head whispers, why bother? And the world full of momentum and success stories seem to be moving, but without you, right? But let me tell you something important, my friend. Defeat is not the end of your story. It has never been the end of my story. It's the pause before your next chapter begins. Get ready, because your next chapter is right around the corner. The truth is, moments of defeat are often moments of redefinition. They shake us, not to break us, but to wake us. They make us question who we are without the titles, the paycheck, the structure, and that's where the real transformation begins. So how do we move forward? Start small. You don't have to rebuild overnight. Just get out of bed, take a shower, write one email, celebrate that, acknowledge what hurts. Denial keeps you stuck. Acceptance frees you to begin healing. Reconnect with your why. You are not your job. You are your resilience. You are your values, your gift. Remember why you started in this field to begin with. Ask for help. You're not weak for needing support. You are human. Talk to someone. Let others pour into you when your cup feels empty. It's okay. We're here to support each other, right? We're sisters. Doesn't matter that we look different, that we sound different. Let's look at our similarities and not our differences. We're sisters. We're family. We're an HR community. We're here to help each other. You help somebody tomorrow, may be the one receiving that support, that help. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know. Maybe for the chances you didn't take, for the fear, let it go. And then slowly, almost imperceptibly, at first, you begin to rise. Not in the same way as before, you will rise stronger, wiser, more intentional, with new boundaries, new clarity, and a new fire in your belly that whisper, I have been through the storm. Guess what? Here I am, still standing. Yes, I went through a tornado. I went through a hurricane. Oh, that reminds me, 1992 in Miami, Andrew. But guess what? I'm still standing. And there will be other barriers. I know the roadblocks. Guess what? I will still be standing. You are not starting over. You're starting from experience. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of a comeback. You'll be proud of this the rest of your life. Any questions? I don't see any questions around here. I don't see any questions. But remember, let's reach out if we are the ones who need the support, if we're unemployed. And if we are the ones who right now we are unemployed, we have good positions, we can help others. Let's connect, let's reach out, let's help one person, one at a time. Okay, we cover a lot today, and it is 12. And I thought I didn't have enough to go for 1 hour. Look at that. The emotional weight of layoff, the legal risk, the human side of termination, what real outplacement should look like, and how to take care of ourselves as HR professionals in transition. So while you are thinking about any questions that I don't see there, just a quick reminder. So today's session qualifies for 1 HRCI and SHRM recertification credit. Write them down. You see them on this particular slide. There you have it. 1 credit hour for HRCI and 1 for SHRM, right? If your company needs outplacement services, again, we have customized options from Lejarsa Workforce Solutions that are affordable. If you're currently, thank you. If you're currently in transition and could benefit from HR career coaching, resume support, or just a safe space to talk, I'm here. Connect with me. And if we're not already connected on LinkedIn, we can fix that right now, right? I share a lot of free resources, support, and job leads for HR professionals. So when layoff happen, it's HR that delivers the message, HR that holds the line, HR that absorbs the grief, but also HR reveals, reimagines, and leads the future of work with heart. So whether you are the one delivering the layoff or the one navigating it, I see you. We see you. And I believe, and we believe in your next chapter. So before we officially wrap up, if you found today's webinar informative, valuable, uplifting, and you believe it deserves a 5-star review, I will be incredibly grateful if you could take just a moment to scan the QR code on your screen and leave your feedback on Google. Your review not only helps others find us, but it also helps us continue to serve and grow our HR community. Thank you. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Please remember to take care of yourself, share knowledge, always look for ways to leave others along the way. I will see you again next month, but until then, please stay safe, stay inspired, and keep rising like that shining star that I know you are. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.